Today, we're going to deep dive into one of my favorite design topics, which are the design system. So, what is a design system and what is its purpose? So, basically, a design system is a set of rules and guidelines that help maintain consistency and continuity within a digital product. So, it is the single source of truth that brings together all the elements, visuals a team might need to better design, develop, and also manage for the product. So where can we find design system? We might see them across website and mobile apps. If I give you like some examples of the weather app on your phone, Duolingo, or Letterboxd. So basically all these apps, if we look at them closely with like a lens, we can totally see that the interface of a layout can be subdivided, so we can break it down into various components. All these elements can be taken singularly, for example, even an icon or an image. They are set all together to create the app layout. There is a reason why we have different layout for different application, and the reason why is that every app talks to a specific kind of user. In order to speak properly to a specific type of user, the layout and the colors and the visual language has to be consistent with that specific focus. So why it is essential to use a design system? In case we want to create a digital product, using a design system will for sure bring visual and functional consistency and will help to communicate effectively with the user that it was designed for. So for example, if we consider Netflix, they have the Hawkins from Stranger Things, the same name of the city of the TV series. They named their design system. We are going to find all the different elements and buttons like and dislike, are you still watching, the slider for the video player. So everything is consistent and is set in the same digital visual ecosystem. And this is how they decided to create their product. So why do teams make use of design system? Basically because they allow a faster and more cohesive design. I'll show you in a moment some very good example of design system. And what they actually do is to improve the efficiency, ensuring that the user experience is maximized. So there are two main phases that can describe the creation of a design system. The first one is to set the foundation, and the next one is to set the component. So let's start with the foundation. So the foundation consists in a moment where the team is gathered up and defines the first block of the design system. By foundation, we means that we're talking about the color palette, the typography, the iconography, visual styles and effects like shadows and blurred background, for example. Also the layout, the grid that will be used as a background to set all the elements in the UI. So we are talking about the actual guidelines, the first blocks that will set all the construction of the design system. The second phase, as I mentioned earlier, is about the components. And for components, we have the first operative phase from a design point of view. So we're going to create, according to the foundation that we set in the first phase, all the different visual elements that we need. The buttons will create it according to the colors that are set in the color palette using the text styles set in the typography. So getting back on the second phase, we'll have buttons, input fields, badges, links, and also bigger component, because all the small components such as buttons and inputs can be aggregated together to create a bigger visual and to finally complete the entire layout of your design. So now, without further ado, I would jump into some real design systems. I usually go to designsystem.surf, and it is an incredible platform that is a collector of design system, all the great design system that are spread across the internet, and they are summed up in this platform. So here you can find the best references. Let's consider one design system in this library, for example, the Gestalt from Pinterest. If we select it, we have a direct link to their page, or below we'll have all the necessary links related to both foundations and components. So let's check out their website, which is very welcoming. There is a home with all, and also all the links that are useful for the navigation. But what we want to see is, for example, the foundation page, where all the links are all the links talks about the foundation blocks of this design system. And we can see the colors or the typography. And when we go to the components page, we are in a more interactive environment, and we can go to the button pages, which is the most common page, and we can see how they built it. So we have the description, we have the live component, the status about design, how it can be responsiveness, so how it adapts according to the different layout. So you will find many more info, but from a design point of view, this is what is actually important to us. So let's check another design system. For example, IDM has the Carbon design system, and they have different files. Also inside the Figma community, you can find many design systems that many companies shares on the platform. Okay, so let's check another design system. For example, we can find the Monday.com UI kit, and we actually can open it in Figma. And the moment that we get inside this UI kit, we'll be able to find some useful pages, such as how to get started, the changelog to see the different updates. Their structure of foundation is this page, with all the color palette and textiles, also for the effects and elevation, and also the spacings. Then we have some components. We can check out the checkbox, and we can see here that all the different components are listed. Let's go to the buttons page, which is usually the most colorful page of the design system. So we have this description here and all the different buttons that are used across the product, with all the different status of over, selected, pressed, that can store the buttons before the title or after the title. So basically, this is the main structure. I'll link down below both the designsystem.surf website and also the Figma file for the Monday.com UI kit, so you will be able to test it on your machine. So what do you think about this design system? Did you already know about them, or is it your first time? Let us know down in the comment section below. If you want a dedicated tutorial on how to create a first design system, also let us know. We are totally open for new ideas on how to expand our collections of tutorials. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.